Hello, I'm LisaKay.
And I'm Taylor Cole Longacre.
And this is
Intentional Talk,
a show that cares and brings positives to the air with live, engaging, and inspiring conversations.
We're keeping it real on this show.
Yes.
Today we are with John Keating. John Keating has served as the Frisco, Texas City Council Place 4 from 2010 to 2016. And then in 2017, he was elected to Place 1. He's a Christian family man, a U.S. Army veteran, conservative, and staunch advocate for the taxpayer. He believes in public safety, economic and community development, and providing high amenities while maintaining low tax rates. All right. Welcome, U.S. Army veteran and Frisco City Council member, John Keating.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you both. It's
John,
wonderful to be here.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you, especially being a veteran. We have a huge passion for veterans, as well as the city of Frisco. And thank you for keeping our taxes low.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for paying them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks for paying it. Well, I do love that you're a veteran. I'm a veteran's wife. Tell us about your time serving in the military and how that shaped who you are, John.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a great question. One that oddly I don't get to answer as often as I like because the focus is on Frisco and on families and things like that. So, serving in the military, I was single during that time. Had not met Leslie, and it was some of the best leadership training in the world. A lot of adventure as a young guy. Had not finished my college degree. Was broke and finally decided I needed to get control of my life and do something different. And that's when I joined. I literally, the day before I joined, walked to the local fire station. This is back in 1982, and I don't know if anybody remembers that far back, but Reagan had just been elected president, and times were tough. Interest rates were high, taxes were high, the economy was low, and I literally walked to the fire station and got that block of government cheese.
Wow.
And walked home and sliced it up and made grilled cheese sandwiches and said, "This is the last time this is going to happen. I need to take control and do something different." So that was the start of a great adventure, great learning experience. Got out of the service as a senior counterintelligence agent. It's the greatest job you could ever hope to have. Really enjoyed it. Had a top secret security clearance. Had access to special programs. Wow. A lot of unique opportunities. Served in the Gulf War during Operations Desert Shield, Desert Storm. So got to do all the different things. I was in Korea 86 to 88, and I was like to say we were fighting terrorism before fighting terrorism was cool. Back when the Asian Games were in 86, and of course the Summer Olympics were in 88, and so there's a great concern about North Korea and what were they going to do and any incursion and things like that. And it didn't happen, but at the time we didn't know that, and so there's a huge intel collection effort to kind of know exactly what they were doing and assess the risk and the vulnerability and things like that. So it was exciting times.
Wow, and you did multiple tours and had life-changing experiences, no doubt.
Very much so, very much so.
Well, as everyone says, thank you for your service, but we really do mean it. Thank you so much for protecting our freedoms.
I'd like to respond to that with, "You're worth it."
Wow. Oh, wow.
Thank you. Yeah. So you do a lot for the veteran communities here in Frisco as well. Can you share some of that?
Sure. Yeah. We have a very active VFW and American Legion. They were already doing incredible things for the city. And it was a great opportunity for new citizens, veteran citizens to come in, get plugged in and kind of find their niche and what they want to do. It's interesting as a group, what I've found is they're less focused on parades and monuments and really more focused on helping that soldier and that soldier's family, whether they're deployed or retired or whatever stage of life they're in, to give them a hand up and not necessarily a handout. And they've just done a fantastic job with that. Sheena Lawless is our first female VFW commander here in the history of our
Shout out to
VFW.
Sheena.
A friend of ours, yes.
I hope so. She's a friend to everyone. She's just an incredible person. Energetic, intelligent, visionary. She's everywhere with the VFW. She's all over the state of Texas. She's all over the country, literally learning from the best. What are some of the top VFW posts not only in Texas, but in the country. What are they doing differently? How can we do things better? And one of her goals is to open up a true physical VFW post here in Frisco, Texas. And I'm excited to see that come to fruition one day.
Oh, yes. My husband and I were talking about that the other day. Our experiences in the past of going to these VFW posts and just hanging out with the veterans, learning about them and their stories. It's just so warming, rewarding.
Yes.
So I'm glad to hear that Frisco's creating one.
Yeah, and I always like to say, we're not, we certainly have brothers and sisters who are physically, mentally, emotionally scarred. Not all of those battle scars are visible, but we also have a huge veteran population that is ready to go to work, ready to be your advocate, ready to be your champion. Again, best leadership training in the world, some of the most fantastic opportunities and life experiences that they've had that they can now come back into the community, share with your business, with your nonprofit, with your faith-based organization, and really help move that forward. So I tell everyone, hey, if you have an opportunity to hire a veteran or make them part of your team, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, I really should. And speaking again of the VFW, my uncle, that was one of the places that he went on a regular basis in Oklahoma, and that kept him grounded. I mean, that was a sense of community for him, and they had a brotherhood like no one else. No one else could understand what he had gone through of being a veteran of a foreign war, none like those members of the VFW that were there with him.
Very, very, very true. And that is an important bond. The band of brothers, obviously, that resonates with all of us as veterans. And, I think if I may be so bold, I think you're speaking to that generation that served in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they did not get the parades that we got. No. They did not get the welcome home, quite the opposite. And so I always try to give a shout out, and I've not trademarked or anything, and I encourage everyone to do this, is obviously thank all of our veterans, as you guys have so generously done for me, and I know for so many others, as I watch the show and see all in action around the community. But to those Vietnam veterans, always add, welcome home.
Yeah.
And it is, it's a powerful statement, and they get it, and they understand that you get it as well.
Yes.
So I'm glad that he had that opportunity and had those friends and had that place to go, because for that generation, the stories are different.
Certainly they are. Well, shifting gears a little bit, you're a proud resident of Frisco, Texas, and you've been involved with city council for a number of years and elected. And
it's early voting week, is it not?
Yeah. What are the issues? Okay, plug.
Yes.
Gentle plug.
Okay. What are the issues that are most facing Frisco right now?
Often, boy. Yeah, I could hit you with a fire hose with that one.
Okay. Because everything looks rainbows and cupcakes to us from
unicorns.
Flower Mound, Texas. So,
well, thank you. Thank you. That's a very good point. Looking from the outside in, we hear that a lot.
Yeah.
From other elected officials and from other citizens, and they're like, how do we capture that lightning in a bottle, and how do we duplicate that here, and what's your secret formula? And it's funny because, I love telling this story. When people first move here, they're like, well, this is the most incredible city I've ever seen. We've been all over the world. This is fantastic.
I can see that.
Illuminated street signs. And where do you get that? And everything is GIS mapped out. My Waze, my Google Maps, everything knows exactly where to go and how to maneuver through traffic. And it's telling me when a sports complex is emptying out after a game and how to get around that. And it's just incredible. And then 6 months later, they're complaining about the traffic.
Exactly. It's too congested, too much construction.
What's going
here.
on? Yeah, too many apartments. And so it's funny to see folks kind of come here brand new and be excited. And they stay excited. Our school district is fantastic. Business opportunities are huge.
Yes.
So, but to answer the question, fighting that tax rate, because we're based on property valuations. We have no state income tax. So finding that balance with a competitive tax rate. And as we like to say, we try to give you the lowest tax rate, but we don't want your city to look like you have the lowest tax rate. So that would be a disaster. One of the great things we've done is taken, we have our EDC and our CDC, so we can provide corporate incentives to, incentivize to bring them here. Those Fortune 500 companies and those opportunities to have more jobs here available for Frisco residents. So the other side of that, the flip side of that is, if you're going to make that investment in corporate incentives, then that should translate into homestead exemptions. And
should,
here in
yeah.
Frisco, they do. And I applaud Mayor Jeff Chaney and our city council, as we have started off with that 7.5% tax rate, homestead exemption, to see how we could figure that out. We've raised it to 10%, and part of my campaign is to now raise it to 20%, given our exploding home values. It's really a slam dunk. It makes sense. So you keep that corporate tax rate, or I'm sorry, you keep that regular tax rate where it is, so that those corporations, those sports franchises, those apartment buildings pay their fair share, but then we pass the savings on to the hardworking Frisco taxpayer, that homeowner who made that investment here in our city.
Absolutely.
And that's where they're raising their family to live, work, play, and have a good time.
Yeah.
So we'll work out traffic. Our traffic plan in our city is designed for our residents. It's not necessarily drive for what we call drive-through traffic. Again, we want those jobs here. We want the fun here, the shopping here, those things here.
And it
so you
is
drive to Frisco, not through Frisco.
And it is happening. I mean, isn't Frisco the fastest growing city in the nation?
Oh, yeah, no question.
And it has been.
for about
Yeah.
10 years.
And
I
you're
think.
getting the benefit of people coming to stay, eat, play, shop,
Yes.
find entertainment, because it's becoming a hub of entertainment as well.
Yes, very, very true. It's what we call the treasure hunt opportunity, where you come for one thing and then you discover something else.
There's
You're like,
so much
we
to
didn't
do.
know Sam Moon was here. What is this?
Yeah,
Magical
Sam
place.
Moon.
Yeah,
These
Sam Moon.
might be Sam Moon earrings. Shout out to the Moon family and Dennis. So.
And they're a wonderful partner.
Aren't they, though?
They made their investment. They saw the opportunity. They're getting a great return.
Yeah.
And then they built the hotel at the mall.
Yeah.
They did the lease back for the library. They leased the space, and then from Stonebriar Mall, and then leased it back to the city for $1.
Wow.
So we could open up a little library annex there.
wow.
And there's some different
nice
things you can do
that.
there and things. So
Yes,
really,
yes.
really wonderful partner. Just one example. I mean, obviously,
So many.
the Jones family with the Star, Charlotte Jones, her philanthropy, her interest in art, Jerry Jones, his commercial development, Steve Jones, kind of the mastermind of the business empire, Jerry, obviously the head of the Dallas Cowboys. Always like
It's
to
all you.
mention that when they built their headquarters, they also built the first headquarters for an NFL cheerleader team. So the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders have a headquarters, only NFL cheerleader team to have one. But just kind of shows that everyone's a member of the team and everyone's held high
Which
esteem.
is so cool.
That's
Because
really neat.
I remember them when they were in Valley Ranch, and the cheerleaders didn't get that. So
Right.
shout out to DCC too.
Yeah,
Put a lot of thought into it.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'd like to change this a little bit. So you're a husband and a father.
Yes, ma'am.
I would love to know a little bit more about your family.
Yeah, Leslie is
Shout
a great
out to your
gal.
kids
Yes.
and
Yeah.
your wife.
You need to get Leslie on the show.
Come on, Leslie.
Give her a full hour. She's amazing. She retired after 32 years with Frito-Lay right down the street. She was VP of Operations for North America, so we're very proud of her.
Very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech grad, has her master's degree, obviously, and has just done fantastic things and provided our family with the opportunity to, do the things that we want to do. And it's freed me up to be a stay-home dad, to Zach,
Nice.
who's 23, a graduate of University of Arkansas, and now working for Frito-Lay.
Oh,
and that's,
legacy.
I mean, darn.
he
Yeah.
did that on his own. Everyone assumes, Leslie helped him get a job, but he interned as a junior, went to the job fair, interviewed, and got that internship on his own, and then that translated into a job offer that he took. And he has worked very, very hard. He's had to be in the office as early as 4 a.m. To run his team and supervise the routes and get out there, and he's got to do all the work first before he can then take on that supervisor role. So he's got to understand every element of it. So he's driven the truck, he's got the driver's license and the rating,
Right.
stocked the shelves, did all that, did the inventory, and so now he's providing leadership there and continuing to learn and grow. And he's living at home, so which we love, and saving his money. And we know one day he'll get transferred within the organization or take on a new opportunity, and we'll have to say goodbye. But we're glad he's home now.
What strong work ethic, though.
Yeah.
And he saw his mom come home every day, and clearly he valued and honored that in her. He admired what she was doing enough to want to work at the same place. So
Very
that
much.
says a lot for the culture at Frito-Lay and
The
the home
leadership.
life that you've provided,
Yes.
too.
Exactly. We are a proud Frito-Lay family, as we like to say, and they were treated very well by the organization. We got to go to the old Fiesta Bowls and the
Sweet.
I've been to one Super Bowl with the company, and they've sort of kind of done away from that now as they cut down on corporate spending. They got to ride on the corporate jet. One of the pilots actually remembered Zach now that he's kind of come back to the company, and said, I remember when you were a little kid and rode on the plane and opened all the drawers looking for snacks on the plane.
Hey, LisaKay and I probably would have done the same thing.
I do all the time. What are those little bottles of Jack Daniels?
Yes.
So and then Ryan, of course, he's 20. He's a sophomore up at OU.
Oh, Boomer Sooners.
Woohoo.
I'm from Oklahoma originally. Shout out. Boy, this is just the day of the shout out. So
Let's get them all out.
all of my Sooners fans.
Yeah, what wonderful school, great
Yes.
football team.
Yes.
We've had a good time. We were just up there for Parents Weekend, and his fraternity, he's a Beta, and his fraternity had Mom's Weekend, and we were just never ceased to be amazed, both when we were at Arkansas and now at Oklahoma, how many Frisco families are up there.
There really are a lot more.
Yeah.
Families are heading to Oklahoma, which seems odd because I came from Oklahoma to get here to SMU as fast as I could. But now so many of my friends are going back to Norman and OU. So, and we opened a church campus there too. So,
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, our
Congratulations.
youngest teen is in OU, at OU.
wow.
So, yeah.
It's really a great school, a business
It's
school.
kind of
of
hard for my
course.
husband, though, because he's a Texas Longhorn. So
Oh
he's
my gosh.
having a
Wait.
tough time.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
staying
He's
out
having a
of
tough
that.
time. It's not too
Good
bad of a
luck.
conflict in our family.
Oh, I'm
but-
sure it's fine.
Yeah, won't hold it against him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Red River Shootout's all I got to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll let you all.
Well, Mayor Cheney was saying his children are going to Arkansas.
Yeah.
A lot of Frisco resident children are heading off to Arkansas.
Arkansas
Seeing
and
a lot of
Oklahoma.
that. So
Well, our Zach got with his Zach, and Zach just had a great experience up there and wanted to share it with them, and kind of told him when he went up there, kind of what to look for and
Yeah.
who to talk to. And of course, Leslie's been up there to speak to the business school a couple times.
Oh,
And
wow.
so she kind of helped lay some groundwork if that's the path he wanted to go on. So we've actually been a big advocate of both schools, Arkansas and Oklahoma. Supply chain at Arkansas is just fantastic. And of
Yeah.
course, Oklahoma has an incredible business program. They're kind of the A&M of Oklahoma. I say OU stands for oil and uranium. But
well, now that you said A&M, my daddy was an A&M Aggie. So shout out to A&M too.
we're getting them all.
We're getting them all. Well, speaking of which, how about we run through some rapid
Yes.
fire? That's
Oh,
going to
yes,
be
yes.
fun.
All right.
Okay? We'll put you on the spot
All
here.
right.
Lisa
Wait.
Kay's ready.
What's one word people would describe you? One word.
Well, Dallas Morning News used Pollyanna, so I know. If you go and look at they actually do a great questionnaire, and they do a great vetting process to find candidates. They don't endorse, they just make a recommendation. And so proud to have that recommendation from them. But they did say that I'm a bit Pollyanna, and I kind of agree, I guess, from a cheerleader perspective. I'm biggest advocate, biggest cheerleader, biggest shout out for Frisco anytime I get the opportunity. I'm wearing the shirt today.
Team Frisco.
I've got the tattoo. I got the whole thing. no, not really. But, yeah, that's what he said. No.
That's a different show, Ink Master or something like that.
Got the cufflinks. So it's I strive to be a man of integrity, but no one goes around saying that. Boy, that's a man of integrity right there. But it's nice when they do. But really, I think it's just John Keating's just a really good guy and accessible and communicates well, and
He is.
he's a veteran, a friend, a neighbor, and someone you can trust. And I don't take that lightly. It's I'm in a position of trust and responsibility with the city, and try to be good stewards with your tax dollars, and make the city a place where you want to move to and
Yes.
stay.
Yes. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Oh, I have so many favorite foods. I love to eat. I love pizza.
Pizza,
I love
yay.
pizza. Pepperoni and black olive, and maybe with a little bit of ground beef sprinkled on there. But
Okay.
Yep, I'm a pizza guy. Love my cheeseburgers. Love my babes. Those deep fried chicken strips. I shouldn't even be telling people this, but they're, I try and stay in shape and things. But there's some good food in Frisco.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta. Sunday's a cheat day. All day is cheat day. So.
Yeah.
Because we've had Gene on he's with Babes as well.
Gene McGuire.
Gene McGuire has been part of our
good
show.
Folks.
Yeah,
they're great people.
Run a great place.
Yeah.
One more, LisaKay.
Oh my gosh. Traveling. What's your favorite spot?
Well, okay, so I'm spoiled. I was born and raised up at Tahoe on the California side on the North Shore.
Nice.
And we're blessed to have a house there, actually in the neighborhood I grew up in. So I'm very proud of that. We've got a boat up there and an old truck up there, and love the house. We rent it out. We've got a great management company out there, so that helps offset some of the costs and things. But the boys love it. They learn to ski. We told them you got to learn to ski at Tahoe, swim at Tahoe, and sail at Tahoe. So they did that. They went down to old Obexers, where I learned to sail, in little Picos and Laser sailboats. And, the water is like 62 degrees. And so they're like, Dad, we can swim already. What's the big deal? I said, you get in that water and swim.
Oh, yeah.
And
Big
so
difference.
they've toughened up, and they're little polar bears now, and they'll dive right in. But it's crystal clear. You can dip your hand in it and drink it. It's a fantastic lake. It's beautiful. So we love going up there. We're really spoiled. We've got some really great summer plans for the summer to get up there
Awesome.
and have some fun.
Yeah. I was watching some travel yesterday, and it was Lake Tahoe area. Those were very pretty.
Yeah, Emerald Bay is cool. They've got good golf up there. You can go horseback riding, go down the river. Lots of really fun restaurants to eat at. Of course, getting out on the lake, hiking up in the mountains, really anything you want to do. A true 2-season resort.
We need to book our trip right now.
Yeah, get out there.
We definitely need to. Well, this has been a great conversation. We really appreciate your time, John, and excited for you and all the incredible things that are going on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I'd like to say thank you very much for your support with Fellowship Power Lunch Veterans Appreciation and your review or recommendation that you wrote. I was thrilled to death for you to title me Battle Buddy.
Yes.
I was
she
serious.
is a
I was
battle
dancing
buddy.
all over the place when I got that. So
Well,
thank you so much.
Oh, you
for that
bet. My pleasure. It was
warm word.
heartfelt, and that's I think only the second time I've recognized somebody as a battle buddy.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh,
So I
I'm
don't
very
just
honored.
hand that out. That's
Oh, I figured you did. I was telling my husband I need to get a name tag with Battle Buddy put on there.
you should. You really should, because
That
you
would be
truly
great.
are, and your heart's in the right place. You got the right motivation, and the veterans love it. They love what you do.
We love our veterans.
We try to stay humble, but we
Spouses
love
and
the
kids.
attention. So,
Yeah,
and we love the thanks and praise we get from the community. And
Well,
and
we are
y'all
fixing
worth
to. Thank you.
Wait,
we
we're
are
what?
fixing.
Y'all are worth it.
We are fixing.
Oh, we're fixing to. Yeah.
We're fixing to announce real soon our November motivational veteran speaker. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, very exciting.
The only tip I'll give is that it is Brian Fleming's mentor that got him through it all.
Oh,
So we're very excited to be announcing him soon.
Coming soon.
wonderful.
November the 16th, Veterans Appreciation for Fellowship Power Lunch.
Embassy Suites, Frisco, Texas.
Yeah.
Hoo-ah.
See, we're supporting Frisco every
Thank
chance
you,
we
thank
get.
you. I was on the edge of my seat there. I'm like, this better be in Frisco.
Yeah, it is.
Granite Park Plano.
Oh,
Wait, whoa.
Oh, no.
They've been good hosts for some wonderful events, but I'm glad it's here in Frisco.
Right here in Frisco,
It's going to
Texas.
get bigger and better.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
today, John. We appreciate you. And thank you for being part of Intentional Talk with LisaKay and Taylor. We are live every Thursday. Plus, we're available anywhere you get your podcast, on the Awaken Podcast Network, on my channel, on Life Network for Women, and pray.com. And I don't know, just pretty much every place.
Yeah.
Every place you can find
You
this
find
podcast.
podcasts.
We can
Yeah.
find it and find us online.
Intentional Talk. We'll see you next time.